Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about mushrooms. So there are medicinal mushrooms and then there are psychedelic mushrooms. So I am talking about the medicinal mushrooms, and I have a private herbal study group where we try different herbs for about 5 days and we see what the positive effects are there any adverse effects, and we see what type of people are in the group, what their needs are, and we just kind of study it together. They keep me posted on what's going on, what's happening. If they have adverse reaction, I can help them do that. But I love that we are studying in a group and we're able to learn together, because a lot of times people just jump in second herbs. Sometimes that's okay, sometimes it's not, depending on what herb it is and depending on how it interacts with your body, if you're on medications. So sometimes it's best to go through or try different herbs with someone who can kind of help you through that process. So it's been such an honor and a privilege to be able to lead people through different herb tastings, right? So we just concluded our mushroom study, which was a 15-day study. We tried lion's mane, reishi, and chaga, and we did it for 5 days each, and then we were off for 2 days, and then we started again. And so we found some interesting things. This is my first time ever working with medicinal mushrooms. And so this was a way for me to see if I was going to offer them publicly or keep them in my private stash for my consultations, because I have two different sets of herbs. One that you can buy in the shop, you can buy online, and then I have another set for my chronic illness consultations, because they need something a little stronger a lot of times. So we have stronger herbs, and then we mix a few as well. So I wanted to see if these herbs would be a part of my regular stash or my private stash. And so I did get my answers. So I'm just going to talk to you briefly about some of the things that we found, some of the adverse effects that happened, so that you can get a feel of if this is something that you would want to try or not. Okay. So the first one we tried was lion's mane. Lion's mane. So it's been known to have really great effects with cognitive function. That was like one of the main things that everybody was talking about, how it helps with your cognitive function, right? So we tried it, and we had people of all ages. My daughter participated, and she's 8, um, and all the way up to 65 was in our study. Men, women, right? So it was diverse, and we got diverse information, right? Lion's mane is also good for it's a nootropic, so it's actually good for ADHD and ADD as well. It's nootropics are something that is used in like Adderall and Ritalin. It's on lion's mane. It's able to do the same things that they are able to do, except for it's a healthy alternative, right? So that's why my 8-year-old daughter tried it. We wanted to try to see something. So what did we find out? So with our 8-year-old daughter, it did fantastic, right? I homeschool. We homeschool, me and my husband. And so we've noticed throughout this last year that her sitting still to get a couple of pages of work done before she goes out to play was becoming more difficult. And so when we tried the lion's mane, she was able to sit down, get her couple of pages done, and she was able to tell us my mom was able to concentrate. Like I was able to concentrate. So when we're doing schoolwork, we'll be incorporating lion's mane, but just on a regular day, she don't need it because the kid's gonna be a kid, right? Go out and let them run. But when we need to focus us with schoolwork, we know we have something to grab, we have something to go to that could kind of help her focus, pay attention, and get the work done, right? So that was great. My husband tried it. He said that it helped him so well that it actually replaced a couple of his other herbs during those 5 days. Because when you're trying a new herb, if you can, it's best to get off any other medication, any other supplement, so you can see if the herb itself is working. If you're using it in conjunction with other things, How will you know if it's working or not, right? And so my husband usually takes sea moss for his thyroid, which helps tremendously. He usually takes nettle for his allergies, which helps tremendously, right? But that week he did not take sea moss or nettle. He just took the lion's mane, and guess what? It took care of his thyroid, it took care of his allergies, it gave him energy, and it helped his cognitive function, right? So different herbs work different ways in people's bodies. You may not get the same results as somebody else, but whatever your body needs is what it's going to take from this herb, right? Now, I had other people in the study who said it helped with their cognitive function, it helped with energy. Um, but then I had a couple who said it didn't do anything, right? They didn't do anything for them. And they were in their 60s. Hmm. Which means that that is not the best herb for them for the cognitive function, right? And I actually tried ginkgo biloba with them, and that worked better. See, ginkgo is really good for memory, um, memory recall, and bacopa is really good for learning and keeping the information in the brain, right? So you use ginkgo biloba and bacopa together, they're synergy. They're great individually, but together they work very, very well. So for them in their 60s, they did better with ginkgo biloba and bacopa than they did with lion's mane. What does your body need, right? Now, there was two other participants, me and my brother, who also tried it. It had adverse effects with us. Why? Because we have, excuse me, we have an autoimmune illness, both of us. Different ones, but we both have a autoimmune illness. Now, lion's mane is an immunomodulator, which means it modulates, regulates your immune system. So if your immune system is kind of low, it balances it. If it's kind of high, it can bring it down. Modulates, right? Possibility. Now, with my husband, it worked because the thyroid is part of the endocrine system, and then you got the respiratory with the allergies. So it modulated those body systems, so he was okay. With me and my brother, our immune system, autoimmune illness means your immune system works rapidly. It's overactive, right? And so what we need is an immunosuppressant to bring it down, right? Lion's mane is an immunomodulator, which means it kind of modulates. It doesn't have necessarily um, the strong enough compounds to totally suppress. So it kind of tries to balance. So for us, it gave us an adverse effects. And so the cognitive function that everybody talks about, it actually gave us headaches. It actually gave us headaches. Um, so we had to quit taking it at like day 2, day 3. And so, but from the beginning, I had told him we got to look at that because I seen immunomodulating and automatically knew, okay, that's going to affect the immune system. And also affects the body systems, which is great. But for us, it did not work. So you had to see which herbs work for you. And I believe that capsules are one of the best ways to try an herb because it's better to microdose that way. And if you do have an adverse reaction, it's not going to be so severe that you can't come back from it or that you have a totally horrific experience. Like we had, like the first day we took it, it was like a slight headache. The second day we took it, it was a stronger headache. And so we knew, okay, this is what this is, right? So we just stopped taking it and the headache went away. But had us, right, took a big old scoop of lion's mane and put it in some a juicer or whatever, a smoothie, we probably would have had more issues. It would have actually gave us a flare up in our individual autoimmune illnesses. Okay? So you gotta be very careful. We're not against lion's mane, right? Because it works for some people. But we know and understand it works for some people, not everybody. Okay. Then we had red reishi. Woo, red reishi is the bomb. Okay. Again, from the beginning, me and my brother couldn't take it. We tried it. It didn't work because it's also an immunomodulator, right? We just wanted to try this because we wanted to try it, right? So we did. It didn't work. We had adverse effects, but um, and a lot of people that were participating. Our daughter didn't participate um in any other one except for the lion's mane. My husband and some other people tried it. I didn't really get a whole lot of feedback on the Rishi. And I figured it's because we need some different people in the study. So I'm going to do the study again, but be more specific about the people that I want to try it. See, this time around, I just was like, anybody can try it. Let's jump in and see what happens. But what I found out was that with the Rishi, there wasn't a lot of feedback. But when you look at the benefits of Reishi, it will benefit those who are on chemotherapy, radiation, people who have a cirrhosis of the liver, if you have any type of liver illness, period, because Reishi has an affinity for the liver. It's a great liver detox. And I have my notes here, but it's absolutely amazing. And there has been a study to show that people on um, Reishi that were on chemo and radiation actually felt better. Like their depression was better, their anxiety was better, their sleep was better. So, because it has anti-cancer properties, has anti-cancer properties. Um, See, it was 2016. The review was in 2016. And it said the mushroom could benefit people with cancer when used alongside traditional treatment by increasing the activity of white blood cells and improving quality of life. Right? So I cannot wait to do this Rishi study again. And I'm going to be going after people with liver issues and who are battling cancer. I actually have a couple of clients now who I am so excited to be able to have them try this and see how it works for them. So I will keep you all posted because I'm really excited about that. So the last one that we tried was Chaga. Now we have a lot more information. I'm just kind of giving y'all a quick breakdown. And if you're interested in the herbal study group, just leave me a message and we'll get you added. The one requirement of the herbal study group is that you send me a tongue photo because I do tongue diagnosis. And so I'm practicing right now on different people how to do it. It has been amazing. So that's the only requirement of the group is to send me a tongue photo so I can diagnose it. I'll send you your results. And I probably use your tongue in the group, but your face will be attached. So it's okay. Right. And I'm trying to do a live tongue study. I'm hoping I can do that too. Everybody's scared, but I'm hoping to do a live tongue study here soon. I think it's going to be real cool. So the last mushroom that we studied was chaga. It was chaga. Now, let me be honest, I did not try chaga at all because, again, it's an immunomodulator, right? So I didn't even try it, but and I didn't get a lot of results from Chaga, but I did receive one, and it was a praise report, right? Because even if you have a lot of people try it, maybe just one had a great effect, but for that one, it was good, right? And so that's a success for me. If one person says it helped them to be able to do whatever better, that's a success because that's what we want. That's my goal is to help you feel better from the inside out. And so even if it's just one person, that's a great thing, right? Because we can find other things for other people. But if you found your herb, that's amazing. So this one review said that chaga helped tremendously with energy, and it's known for that. Helped tremendously with energy, with focus, and with digestive, like going to the bathroom on a regular basis. What I have noticed is that people that look like me have a lot of digestive issues. And so I'm going to be talking more about that in the upcoming weeks. We need to address that because that's a problem. That's a problem. 80% of our immune system is in our gut. Okay. So if we're having digestive issues, gut issues, that is definitely an issue, especially when people who look like me are number one for all the wrong things: heart disease, stroke, diabetes, right? And so we need to address those things to see what we need to do to improve our gut health and our digestive health. Okay. So Chaga helped this person with their digestive health. They don't go to the bathroom every day, but with Chaga, they are, right? And so that is absolutely amazing. Now, chaga is also an anti-inflammatory and it's an anti-parasitic, right? And so I do believe that's it. I didn't try it. I might still try it, but I didn't this time. But with it being anti-parasitic, I think capsules are a great way to introduce anti-parasitic herbs because you can kind of again microdose how much is in your body, and if you start to have an effect you can kind of ease into it, because if you're taking any type of parasite cleanse you have to know that if most likely when you have worms in your system, what happens when you try to kill something? It fights back. So of course you're gonna have the cramping because they move it and they try and get away and try to get out and try to do all this other stuff. So you have to be mindful of when you're going through these parasite cleanses, how much are you taking and what are you doing? Because we be on the floor, about to be sweating, about to die, sitting on the toilet. You got to be very careful because when you try to kill something, it fights back. So the parasites fight back, and while they're fighting back, you're getting the cramping and all of this. It's getting it out your system, which is great. But I want to ease into mine. I don't want to be on the floor laid out, right? And that actually be one of our next herbal studies would be um, a parasite study because I have wormwood, we have chaga, and I got a couple other things that are anti-parasitic, and so I have them in capsule form. So we're gonna try capsule form and see what happens, right? We're gonna see what happens. So I'll keep you updated on that too. Um and so chaga, I'm sorry, it's not immunomodulated, it's an um stimulant. It's an immunostimulant, which means it stimulates the immune system. Okay, so if you have an autoimmune illness, you do not want an immunostimulator because your immune system is supposed to be here, it's already here. If you use a stimulant, it's going to go up even higher, which means you're going to have more flare ups, more pain, more inflammation, right? So you do not want that. You do not want that. And so from this study, I've learned that lion's mane, Resihi, and chaga, they're all good for particular people. I think I have to be more particular with mushrooms with offering them than I am with the other herbs that I use. Right. So for that reason, lion's mane will be available. Because it's a wide known herb, right? So and I'll have a caution for people um with autoimmune illnesses. I would have a caution. I would let them know, hey, this is not for you if you have autoimmune illness. But it has a lot of great properties, and it helped a lot of people when we was doing the study. So I will offer that one to the public. But the red reishi and the chaga, I want to keep on the other side of Teas with Purpose. I keep it for my patients and my clients, those that are dealing with cancer, those that are dealing with really bad digestive system issues like diverticulitis and Crohn's and IBS. These are chronic illnesses. Cancer is a chronic illness, right? This is something that we have to hit hard and we have to be consistent with. And so I have specific herbs for my people because what I specialize in is immunology and chronic illness in the Black community. And so I have a lot of people coming with cancer, diabetes, heart disease, stroke issues, autoimmune illnesses. And so we need herbs that are a little stronger, and we need to do a little more with them, right? We need more than just capsules and teas. We need electuaries, we need honey, we need tinctures, right? So I save all of those for my chronic illness clients. And so chaga and reishi will be added to that list, and then lion's mane will be added to my store, my shop, and if you catch me at an event. So I just want to give a quick review on lion's mane, reishi, and chaga. If you are looking to take any of these mushrooms, be mindful if you have an autoimmune illness. Um, you will have some adverse effects with the lion's mane and red reishi. Um, they're immunomodulators, so it's going to it could raise your immune system levels, which can activate a flare up. With chaga, it is an immunostimulant, so it's also even further going to raise that immune system level, so flare ups are possible. Um, and with the red reishi, if you need any type of liver help, right, cirrhosis of the liver, anything like that, fatty liver, that book a consultation. You're dealing with cancer, book a consultation, and I'll be able to create an herbal remedy that is just for you. Okay. All right, y'all. I just want to give y'all an update on the herbs that we've been studying. I'm so excited. And I'll be next week with another herb.